One would wonder, this is a new party, yes, of course, everyone knows, from May up to now, it's barely 5 months. But you as a party, everyone establishes a party to take over power, and we are in an electoral period. You decided not to field a presidential candidate. Why, first of all?
You see, the country is so used to run campaigns around one person. And that's why the one man's mentality is still afflicting this country. In the last election, there were 2.8 million elective positions in Uganda, 2.8 million. If you read the strategic plan of the Electoral Commission, the forecast was for 3.2 million elective positions. We have not only fielded a presidential candidate, but we have fielded candidates in their thousands for LC3, for municipalities, for district, for parliament, and so on and so forth. Just imagine a parliament of 529. If you win 300, don't you have power? You can even remove a president. So the tendency is to focus on one position in Uganda, yet there are 3.2 million positions. We are a new party. We must chew, we must bite what we can chew. But also broadly, there will not be more than one president in Uganda. It doesn't make sense to crowd the contest for the president, even when you don't have the advantage, because we want to work as a team with colleagues. That's why we have been involved in the discussions with the ANT and NUP. Because it's not that we don't have presidential candidates. I am a very good presidential candidate, but I also will be a very good president, better than him 700 times. But there will be one president at a time. So we took a decision deliberately in the broader interest of building a united front against the military dictatorship. Because it's not Museveni. This Museveni can be defeated by a councillor, but behind him he has deployed the state, the military, the police. So to deal with that, you need to unite.
Yes, Honorable, you need to unite, but going by the past experiences, we see opposition is not uniting, but also you as parliament, every time and then we see you members of parliament from the caucus, from the presidency, meeting the president, and his word becomes final, which says clearly that, you know what, power is still under the presidency.
So that's the mentality that many Ugandans have, that one man must take the decision and all of you salute. We need to break it, and it will happen. It will happen in our lifetime. And you start slowly. That's why this party, PFF, we've built it around regions and sub-regions. We want to decentralize power. You can't build a party at Kampala. That's why if you look at other parties, and you, the media, should do the country a job, how many people are they fielding? There are parties that don't exist in some areas at all. So for us, we exist to want to continue building, we want to continue building even in areas where we may not exist to our satisfaction. And that's why today here, we are launching our campaign agenda. Campaign doesn't mean a presidential candidate. You are going to see us move from one corner of Uganda to another. We've constructed a campaign team. So we have a campaign agenda to be launched today, and our teams will begin moving in earnest. They will go to all the sub-regions and the regions where we have thousands of candidates, as I have said, and want to energize this campaign. So in the future, people will know that institutions can run a campaign as opposed to a one presidential candidate who, when he moves to Eastern, the rest of Kampala keeps quiet until he returns.
Yes, but of course we know PFF with Alliance for National Transformation, you're already having a cooperation agreement, and of course ANT has a presidential candidate. Are you coming here to launch a presidential, a campaign strategy, campaign agenda? And we know you have a cooperation with different parties. Are we likely to see more to coming here and also
we signed a cooperation agreement with the ANT to battle together, but also to deal with the aftermath of the elections. If you win, you take power, and it is even more difficult when you take power. You ask people like Besigye and Muntu who went to Ruwero, they thought when you remove Obote, things will just fall in position. They only discovered a few years later that actually running a government is even more difficult than competing to remove a government. So our discussion with Muntu deals with the short term, which is election, but also with the longer term, reconstruction and transforming the country. So our relationship hasn't ended. We will continue working with Mundu. That's why together, both of us went to speak to No, because we thought, because this is not about us. It's not about Mundu, it's about the country. This country, people don't know, is about to collapse. If you see an 80-year-old man running around with his son hovering behind, we are faced with a similar problem other African countries has faced, from Togo to Malawi to Libya to Sudan to everything. Because naturally a transition is about to happen, you like it or not. Museveni is 81-year-old. You can see even when he arrives at function, he begins running to give an impression that there is some energy remaining in him. But his running starts immediately he sees the podium. He doesn't run from Nakasero. Well, so the man has grown old. He testifies about that. So today we are not launching a presidential candidate. Today we are launching a campaign agenda, an agenda that will drive the PFF campaign in the respective sub-regions in Uganda. Because these candidates in their thousands, what do you want them to tell people when they go to look for a vote?
Well, I want to stay first of all on the issue of the cooperation agreement. The person you are backing had a dismal result in 2021, having almost 0.58% of the vote, and he's coming back in a race, and you're supporting someone who had a dismal performance.
We are not supporting a person. We are supporting an idea. We are in this struggle together with the population. Today we will be assigning the Ugandan population. Every home, every individual has to play a part. Presidential candidates are just providing leadership at the top. They are not the ones running campaigns. I have 52 villages in my constituency. The presidential candidate is not going to be the councillor for Weyogerere, Namugongo or Chira. So these individuals, wherever they are, this is their struggle. It's not a struggle of General Muntu or Bob Wine or Dr. Kizza Besigye. It is their struggle, and that's our message is going to be different from others. So a flag is a very important item, but it doesn't become the country. So this struggle and the campaign agenda you're going to be launching today is a citizen-centered agenda. It's not the agenda of us politicians. So the General Muntu, whether he's contesting or not, the problems remain. So we are not in a campaign to support a person. We are in a campaign to provide support to the population to battle against dictatorship. Granted,
I know someone who is watching us from here and from afar would like to understand, because I have the opportunity of having you, who is the head of strategy and branding. Maybe you can give us a hint on what is the strategy, what lies in the strategy, but also let me refer you to the days of Dr. Kizza Besigye when he was in the trenches. He had people like these ones who were standing before you, the Power 10, and before the election, the power of the PA10 fizzled out. That was one of the strategies.
You see, the trouble is that many people think that you're going to this war to win next year or the other. If you don't win, they think you have lost the battle. I have said, even after Museveni has gone, the battle to make Uganda better will continue. So these individuals and others in their thousands, wherever they are, they have not lost the battle, but they understand that you are fighting against the military. You've seen what Museveni is doing now. These are things he never used to do. Deploying the military and the police and hiring gangs in Kampala. It is not that the battle has gotten easier for him. These are tactics of someone who has lost popularity, and now he wants the state, especially the armed wing of the state, to do his politics. You saw the other day when he was taking signatures to the Electoral Commission, people were being ferried by military trucks. Museveni would never do these things before. So it's not a war that we have lost. It's a war that we've taken long to win. But to be sure we will win this war. It doesn't matter how much time it takes.
All right. And finally, is you, the opposition, fighting the opposition still. Let's leave the man Museveni and his NRM. But we see the struggles within the NRM, within the opposition itself.
You see, first of all, there is no group and political party in Uganda called the opposition. The reason we are different political parties, our aspirations differ. There are things that we pursue together, like causing change and also sometimes forming a government together, like you see us. I am a shadow minister for finance in an opposition government led by Kyagulanyi in the parliament. So we recognize that we are different groups with different aspirations, different talent and background, and that's why we are not one group.
Yeah, but what I'm saying here is guns pointing at each other.
Competition is normal. You've seen clubs in training People get injured in their own training. Arsenal training, and they tell you a player got injured at an Arsenal training ground. It is normal. So we are training ourselves, we are competing, which is very normal. I don't want anyone to feel bad about it. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Your final words to the viewers of Morning at NTV as we go back to studio.
Just to remind them, we are only providing leadership. This is your struggle to make your country better. We cannot afford sending Ugandans in their thousands to the Middle East to work as askaris and house girls. Yet Museveni here and his family are now partying as if they are a king from the Middle East. You need to continue battling. This is your country. We are only providing you with the leadership. Today we give you a message to give you hope and to assign you. Please take it up. It will happen. It will take longer, but it will happen.
The head of strategy and branding at the People's Front for Freedom, also Chilamu Municipality MP and Shadow Minister for Finance in the opposition, the Shadow Cabinet, Honorable Ssemujju Ibrahim Nganda. I have Stephen Ibide. I have now turned you back to the studios of Morning at NTV. I'll stay here and I'll give you